Hi, my name is Jemma Rosenthal. This is Creative Hearts, and welcome. I'm here to help you live your most creative life and live from the heart. So, today's topic is consistency and showing up, and how to work through creative blocks if you have them along the way. So, I don't know about you, but myself, I'm a multi-passionate creative. So that means if you're a multi-passionate creative, it means you enjoy many different forms of creativity. So it's not just like doing one thing, it's actually doing many different things. So I like to do singing, songwriting, make music, playing the piano, dancing, acting, drawing, different creative outlets. And one of the difficulties with this is staying consistent. So what can happen is, if you're a multi-passionate creative like myself, you can try different things out, then kind of maybe get some blocks coming up, so then move on to something else. Maybe there's some blocks there, so then you move on to something else. And actually staying consistent with your goals can be quite tricky. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because it is something that I find I really need to set my mind to when I want to get something done. And when I do have blocks along the way, it can be really tough. Now, one of the times I had some blocks coming up was when I did the video for Everything Is You, which I'll pop the link underneath. And I remember I was really nervous about directing my music video myself. Came up with the idea, got, the dancers and the actors and everything. And, reaching out to people was really difficult for me. And when I did finally pluck up the courage, I was reading actually Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And that helped me to pluck up the courage to, okay, I'm going to message a few people, ask them if they want to be involved. And actually got, lots of people saying yes. And then what happened was, slowly, one by one, people started cancelling on it and going, oh no, I can't do it because of this reason, I can't do it. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, we actually thought there was a curse on the video at one point, because we were like, this is just insane, there's so many people dropping out. But what I did was I actually went into prayer and I was like, look, God, if you want me to make this music video, you have to help me out here, because I'm stuck and I'm finding it really, really difficult to move through this. And eventually it all went really smooth. We got enough dancers. We had just amazing, just the scenes are just breathtaking, because Paul was using the drone, the videographer was using the drone. Yeah, so in the end I was really, really pleased with it. We hired new actors and we managed to get it sorted. But the process showed me really that showing up consistently and coming back to the goal of why I wanted to do it, why I wanted to show that universal kind of energy and that frequency of everything being you, and the just different dance styles and different things like that. And I had to show up consistently with what was present, and even the difficult parts, I had to work through that. And this can be difficult when we have doubt, when we have self-doubt. I've actually got the same thing coming up. The reason why I'm talking to you right now about this is because it's something that I am working on right now, because I have other music videos that I want to do, and I'm feeling the fear around organising it, and I'm feeling, that stalling energy. So if you have any projects at the moment where, you know, it could be a book project, or it could be a song or something, anything creative, or even just something that you're doing for a work thing, but generally it's usually the things that are most important to us, or the things that we know we need to do for our own soul's journey, that can actually be the most difficult things to show up for. Because if you're doing a job and you're working for someone else, you show up because you're getting paid and somebody's telling you what to do, right? You know, this is the time, otherwise you get fired. So when it comes to our own creativity, we don't have that pressure of like a boss or somebody telling us what to do. And sometimes we are paid for it and sometimes we're not, but that there's not that money motivation in a way. Really, it takes us actually showing up and going, I am going to put my creativity first today, and I am going to finish this song, do some drawing, whatever it is that I need to do, finish the writing piece. I had the same thing come up with, I say the same thing, I had writer's block. I mentioned this on my other video, which was all about trusting the flow, and I'll pop that link as well. I mentioned that I had writer's block and I had a deadline for the book, so I had to do it, so I had to show up, otherwise I wouldn't be able to be in the book. And so sometimes having those deadlines or working with other people can actually help motivate you, to encourage you to show up and be consistent. But what do we do about those self-doubt that comes up when it's like getting in the way? There's that block, that energy block, which says, I'm not ready to do it yet. That might be a thought. Or I don't know how. Or, you know, there's too much resistance. You know, that resistance. What is it? Just sit with yourself and actually ask, what is this resistance that's coming up? What is the fear? The fear might be, I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid of being told no, you know, or being, if you're asking someone to help you out, or being told, I don't like that song, that book, or whatever, or being laughed at, or like somebody laughing at you or something for some work that you've done. Or it might be even a deeper fear. Just really go into that energy. What is stopping me? What is creating this resistance? Now, it might be sometimes that you do have to work around the resistance. So it might be that there's actually something else that you can be doing. And this is why being a multi-passionate creative is actually sometimes helpful. Because it might be, okay, we're not ready to do that thing right now. But let's show yourself some compassion for that. Let's not try and force it, but actually go, okay, we don't know why we're not ready for that yet. Let's just come back. What am I ready for? What can I do? Because you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do or you're not ready for. At the same time, it's discerning. It's saying, well, is it that I'm not ready for it? Or is it actually just, I am ready for it. I've always been ready for it. And this is just fear. And it doesn't need to be there. And it's just the mind trying to make up excuses because it's afraid of the true greatness and the true impact that you're going to have when you actually finish that project, when you actually show up consistently to do what you need to do. Now I'm starting to kind of like be like almost like a parent or a teacher there, but that's because I'm talking to myself but also to you. If there's something that you need to finish, if there's something that you're working on that you've kind of put to the side because, oh, there's so much else going on and I've got to do this, that and the other for other people, or, you know, there's too working out, it's not flowing. And it's like, sometimes that can be a sign to move on, to do something different. Sometimes it can be a sign to think differently about it. Okay, is there another way around this? Can I do something about it? Is the question. Can I do something about it? If I can't do anything about it right now, what else can I do? And it's making sure that every single day you're taking some kind of action, some kind of step forward. Now, action can also be non-action, in terms of like, your action could be, right, today I'm actually going to just take a bath. I'm going to read books that I enjoy reading, and I'm going to write in my journal because that's what I feel like doing. I'm going to go out in the garden and do a bit of gardening because it needs doing. Whatever that is, that's still nurturing your creative energy because it's giving you some relaxation. It's allowing the resistance to soften. And then you might get an idea come up. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to call this person, or I'm going to have that as the part of the writing, section. I know what to write now because I've got that idea coming through. You might be doing the garden and then just, oh yeah, I've got an idea now. So it's about working through the resistance by, so I'm holding some white tack in my hands. I sometimes play with them just because, I don't know, it's comforting. It's one of those things just like that. So showing up consistently is about allowing yourself to feel the resistance, sitting with it and being, okay, this is the resistance I've got going on. What is this about? How can I show up differently? So just think about a project that you would like to do or you have going on that you know that you need to start or finish, depending on whereabouts you are on the project. It might be something that you've already started and you just need to, carry on. It might be something that you're almost near the finishing line. I remember when we were doing the cards with Brynda in BT Design, well, same person, but that's her business, which you can also check out videos of when I've pulled cards. When we were doing that, we were really, really near the end of creating the cards. And for some reason, I just hadn't sent over the last, I think it was something like the bio or the last few ones that we needed to do with the writing of them. And it was like, what's stopping me? Why wasn't I doing it? And it's weird because we know we need to do these things, but sometimes it's like this resistance comes at the very last part. I've got certain songs that are fully done or almost fully done, but then it's like just that little part of me having to message someone else to just finish it off, to help, to get that next bit rolling. And sometimes this resistance can also be about money as well, because say, for example, you've done all you can do, but then you need to pay someone else to do the videography, to do the mixing and mastering, to do the promotion, to do the whatever. And that can be a blocker in itself of like looking at the bank and going, oh my gosh, have I got enough money to do this? And then you may have enough money, but it might be the fear of, well, if I spend on this, then, I've got to rely on something else coming in, So it can be around money. So again, what is going to help you to have enough money? And we're talking real here. We're talking like the nitty gritties. It's like what things can you put in place to make sure that you're able to afford it? And that might be applying for fundings. It might be getting part-time jobs. It might be, promoting your business more. And I'm talking to myself here because these are all things I need to do. Working a few more hours or something, doing something. And what is it that stops you doing that? And I am questioning myself, all these things are for myself. The reason why I'm telling you is because something that I'm working on might also help you. What is it that stops you from doing the things that you need to do? It might be procrastination, going on social media too much, watching YouTube videos, looking at other people's stuff rather than actually creating your own. It might be, trying to think of another reason it might be. Well, whatever the reason, I'm sure I'll think of another in a minute. Whatever the reason, know that you're worthy. You're worthy of having your dreams manifest. You're capable of having your dreams manifest. And you can get back on track with the projects that you need to complete or you need to start. And it doesn't matter if you are a passionate multi-creative who does lots of different things. One of the things I did, I had 3 projects on the go and I boiled it down to them 3. And I wrote down 3 columns, 3 things I needed to do. This was in March. I had Creative Cards launch, Yours and Ours workshops, and Everything Is You music video. And I had the 3 columns, right, what do I need to do for this project? Wrote it down. Cards launch, need to do a live with Brenda, need to promote the cards online, you know, etc, etc. Then we have the Yours and Ours, the launch of our workshops. So what did I need to do for that? Need to prepare the workshops, what we're going to deliver and how we're going to deliver it. Need to prepare the space and to get it all nice and where we're going to do the workshops and things like that. So that was one column. And then needed to promote the flyers, put them around to the local shops and things like that. Now I actually was ill when we were doing the promoting, so I actually got my dad to go out and do the flyers. So I delegated, you know, that task, and he actually found, I think it was a tenner on the floor when he was doing it, and he bumped into a friend. So I thought that was a nice manifestation. I thought, okay, I don't feel so bad about delegating that task. And then the 3rd column was Everything Is You, and as I mentioned before, so that was like messaging dancers, messaging actors, finding venues, talking to Paul to talk about what we were going to do, filming it, choreography, you know, right, doing the storyboard, all these things. So that was what I did, is I wrote down 3 projects that I was doing, and I wrote down exactly what I needed to do in each project. So this could be something that you could do if you are doing multiple things, you know, maybe boil it down to 3 main ones. 3 different columns, write down, what is the project? What do I need to do? Who do I need to contact? And, you know, how do I go about it? So just write in the 3 columns, if it's 3 different projects or 3 different tasks that you need to do. What do I need to do? Who do I need to contact? And how do I go about it? So it might be that you just write it down, and then you know what you need to do, or some options of what you need to do, because it might be that you contact one person and actually they're not interested in doing it. So then you have to contact another person, and things change and projects evolve. So you have to keep updating, you know, the lists and what you need to do. And it might not be a list. It might be you might not be at that stage yet. It might be that you're just starting out. So you might not need to, you know, contact anyone at this point. It might be just doing, you know, spider diagram where you just write down ideas for this project, and then you just go, okay, this, that and the other, and you might do things differently. So you have to work with what you know how to do and what works for you. It also might be that you're not quite clear which projects which are the most important? What is the most important thing for me to do right now? So in that sense, you can use this meditation that I do, which I'll just do a little bit with you now, not for the full version, but just, so if you sit on your chair, or just allow yourself to breathe and just ground, rooting to the earth. Listening to the sounds around you. And imagining that the projects are these balls of light or planets or spinning things, and you're the center of it. And they're just all spinning around you. And you're tuning into them, and you're feeling which one feels very resonant and juicy. And you can just reach out to that ball of light, that project, that idea, and just try it on in your heart. Does it feel light and energized? Is it making you feel expansive? Or is it contracting and awkward? Just try it on for size and just see if it's a yes or a no. Is it a yes, right, or maybe soon, or maybe later? And just see what the information is that it's saying. If it's got a colour, if there's information about it. And allow it to drop into your belly. What's your gut saying about this project, this idea? And just allow any sound to come out, like, ah, and you can shake. And then release the project, put it back into the universe, and trust that the universe has got this project, and you're just the vehicle, and you can get that project at any time, and you can come back to it, and you can work on it. So that's just a mini version of that meditation. So I hope this video has been helpful in helping you to stay consistent with your projects, showing up and being creative. And if you want to work with me, I do vocal healing and creative coaching. And just drop me a message, because when you're working with someone else, it just gives you that lift, that boost, that inspiration. It might help you to discover things that you've not discovered by yourself. Just as I've just guided you through that meditation, we can do much more longer, personalized meditations, and you'll be amazed at the results. I actually did that meditation with one of my clients, and then she ended up being in a published book with myself, also, The New Woman, which you can purchase either from me or on Amazon. So yeah, miracles can happen when you work with a coach. Trust me on this. Another of my clients is also going to be in a book with me as well, called Words of the Wise. That's not something that I always offer. It's not like part of the coaching packages. It just so happened that I happened to be in some books when I was doing these the one-on-one sessions with 2 different clients. So that's something that just magically happened, that they both were wanting to share their voice more, wanting to write more, or put themselves out there, and I just happened to have an opportunity for them. So this is something that, you know, it may be available to you, that if you put the dedication, put the time, put the energy into those dreams, into those goals, and you show the universe, I'm ready, I'm going to do this, I'm ready for this, you'll be amazed at what happens. Okay, make sure you follow my pages, Jemma Rosenthal, for music and dance, and creativehearts.coach for coaching, just as you have had right now. So yes, subscribe and like and comment, drop your comments. Is there any projects you're working on right now? Have you had any resistance coming up? Was any of the exercises I gave helpful for you? Did you try it out? Let me know and drop your comments. I'll see you soon.